All right, guys, this is going to be a real quick introduction to our EDEL 1410 website, course website. It's really similar to the one for Math 1100, so I suggest you start there. I'm going to try and keep this one real short. Reminder of logging in. So I'm logging in through our LCCC page, heading to Canvas. I'm going to go ahead and find EDEL 1410. There we are. It looks very, very similar to our 1100 site. I'm going to go ahead and switch to student view so that we see exactly, or so that you see exactly what I see, and vice versa. So again, reminder of virtual office hours. You can find those by clicking here, and it'll take you into Zoom. Syllabus. You can check out our syllabus. Looks very similar to the syllabus for 1100. In particular, I suggest you take a look at course information, grading, and information on coursework. That tends to be the things that, the highlights that students want to see. We'll have a weekly to-dos, just like in our Math 1100 class, organized by week. Now, Math 1100 and EDEL 1410 are paired together, so they're designed to kind of work together with one supporting the other. And so when I create the content for each week, I'm really doing them at the same time. So I'm doing Math 1100 and EDEL 1410 together. So they're designed to work together. And that's going to become more apparent as I talk about kind of the way discussions from EDEL are going to transition into discussions for Math 1100 starting in week 2. So you can see, hey, this looks really similar to what we see for Math 1100. We've got some readings here, some resources, so some activities that you need to do, a video that you need to watch. Again, there's some extended activities, so these are things that you do not have to take a look at, but I encourage you to look at them if they're of interest for you or if you have free time. I know we all have so much spare time. And then your assignments. So just 2 assignments this week in EDEL. We're going to do a welcome discussion. It's going to help us practice what it looks like to do a group discussion. And then a thinking about dots activity. So I'm going to take a look at both of those kind of closer at the very end of this video. Real quick, you can find discussions just as before by clicking on the discussions if that's specifically what you're looking for. Assignments, just like before, are listed right here. So your assignments for this week are participate in the group discussion, do your individual activity, and then respond to that discussion. Archived announcements. So you can take a look at the announcements for the class. And then about me again, this one I just kind of put my teaching philosophy in there. So if you're interested in kind of the teaching side of things, and then of course grades, super important. Notice there's no My Math Lab on this page. We're not going to deal with My Math Lab for EDEL 1410. Okay, so what I want to focus my time on here is I want to think about group discussions. So every discussion's a group discussion, right? Yes. However, what we're going to do over here in EDEL 1410, or the seminar course, you'll hear me refer to it as both, is each week you're going to be put with a group of 4 to 5 of your peers. And I will do the grouping for you. And you're going to do your discussion for the week with that small group. So rather than trying to do a discussion with 25 of your classmates, because that's how many of you are in this class, I'm going to limit it to 4 to 5 of you. The hope is that this will better simulate the small group discussions and activities that would go on in a face-to-face class. Now, you don't have to worry about that. All you need to worry about is clicking in here. It's going to automatically put you into the correct discussion. Canvas does that for you. And so you just go ahead and come on in here, and you're going to read through your discussion prompt. And then just like before, you're going to reply, type out what you think, and then post. Now in both discussion boards for Math 1100 and EDEL 1410, I do have it set that you have to type your discussion before you can read anybody else's. I know that can be a little bit scary, but remember that we are all here to learn from one another. So don't be afraid to say something. Don't be afraid to, I question your classmates' reasoning. Say, I didn't really think about it that way, or I don't really agree with you, and here's why. It's okay to disagree. I think I have it right here. It's okay to disagree, and in fact, as educators, it's really important for us to learn to disagree with our peers or learn to question things, but it's very, very important that we do so respectfully. So that just means, hey, you and I don't agree, but maybe we can talk about it and come up with something new that works for both of us. This is something that you're going to want your future students to do, and it's something that we want to practice right here. So group discussion, you're going to discuss here, talk about it, and then starting in week 2, I'm going to assign a group leader. So there'll be a group leader each week. All of you will get the chance to be a group leader 2 to 3 times during the semester. That group leader is going to be responsible for taking the content of the group discussion in EDEL in the seminar class kind of synthesizing it and then transitioning it over to the discussion in Math 1100. And you can read a little bit more about what that looks like and what that's intended to be in our weekly announcement this week. So right in here, you can kind of read about sort of what I'm thinking about for those small group to whole class discussions, as I'm calling them. This is something that I'm trying new for an online course. It's really simulating what we do in a face-to-face class where we do small group discussions and then transition that to a whole class discussion. And so I'm hoping that it'll kind of help simulate more conversation, help us really think about these concepts, and also give group leaders a chance to sort of serve in that leadership role. I know it can be intimidating, but it's not going to be scary or anything like that. I will be very specific in what you need to do as the group leader. All right, that's kind of the big stuff here. Oh, one other thing I did want to just briefly talk about, the activity. So sometimes activities, you'll download them, complete them on paper, upload them. That's kind of what's going on in Math 1100 this week. In our seminar course, our activity this week, our Thinking About Dots activity is going to be completed right here in Canvas. It is using the quiz feature, but don't be intimidated because this is called a quiz. It's not really a quiz, it's really an online activity. So when I go in to take the quiz, this quiz has unlimited time, meaning I can come back and work on it as often as I need to. I can skip back and forth through questions. I do recommend that you start kind of looking at the questions in order because they all are kind of scaffolded and structured in that way. But you can certainly skip backwards and forwards. I'm not sure how to answer that one. Maybe I'm going to skip to question 4. And notice that I can skip back and forth as often as I want. I don't need to worry about time because this is not a timed quiz. So don't be intimidated by that. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, please let me know.